it's your buddy Peace and Harmony with you here today. We are zooming in and focusing in on really having the courage to go no contact, to make a decision, to make a determination that somebody is not beneficial for you in your life. Who might be a narcissist, someone who might be a borderline personality, someone who might be a psychopath, a narcissist who has an inappropriate amount of self-importance and constantly needs an attention, a borderline personality disorder, someone who needs an inordinate amount of attention and furthermore rages at you, insults, and berates you in order to lash out and due to their emotional dysregulation, tends to take this out on other people. The psychopathic individual, someone who has a lack of conscience, someone who is a big risk taker, someone who bores easily and takes out their distraction, their need to exploit and take advantage of other people onto you. And, basically you have found yourself sucked into one of these three personality types. The psychopath who has misled you, deceived you, duped you. The borderline who has raged against you, told you so many negative messages, and it basically your life has fallen on their deaf eyes, their deaf ears, their blind eyes. The narcissist also, someone who will never value you, someone who doesn't really value anyone other than themselves. They don't want to give credit where credit is due. So really, how do you have courage to make a determination that this person is not right for you? It is heart-wrenching, it's gut-wrenching, it's disgusting. You could have been with this person for weeks, months, years, and the extent of the pain and the self-doubt not only has hurt you, but it's caused you to stay stuck with this person. And we're gonna stay on that topic here for just a moment. Why do people stay so stuck with these people? Why do they stay in relationships for longer than need be? It is oftentimes because someone has become codependent. They have bought into the mask. They have bought into this, that this person is better than them, or that their life will not be as good without them. Now, you have to realize that yes, we all have interdependence with people, and people do add wonderful value to our lives. People do enrich our lives. Our lives are better enhanced when we're able to share experiences. However, our lives are hurt and defiled and become very crippled and emotionally wounded and really emotional distress and emotional neglect and emotionally abusive when someone is unleashing a large amount of hostility, negativity to others in order to get themselves ahead. So they try to victimize. They will make an attempt. They know oftentimes they have an awareness of what they're doing, that they're making names of people. They're talking about people behind their back. They're insulting them. It's just this old game of, gossip that is negative in nature and tends to build up momentum and build up speed and build up power the more people that they suck in. These people do get around through life by sucking other people's into their opinions, feelings, or perceptions, and oftentimes people rely on them then to do their thinking for them. So because of the magnetic attraction of the charm of their negative energy, the negative is overpowering, their charm is overpowering. Do you understand the word overpowering? They seek to overpower. They seek to overwhelm. They seek to subdue. They seek to defile. They seek to dupe. They seek to deceive. They seek to conceal. They're doing this as a way that they get through life. So in other words, rather than power stands alone. Power stands alone. The narcissist does not oftentimes stand alone because they can't. They need other people to be their posse, to be their buffer. They need to get other people on their side to basically prop them up, to promulgate them up. And so you've got the triangulation, you've got, how they pit people against one another, and then they'll basically bulk up on supply. The borderline, who will use the negative force of rage, hostility, the bizarre, stormy treatment to negatively and falsely accuse you of certain things. They don't want you to live your life. They're going to want to always criticize you every time you try to get ahead. So you're so used to this thought. What is that? You're going to school? Really? You're getting an education? Interesting. Any sort of forward attempt. You're getting a new car? Is that new? You have a gym membership? That's strange. Why are you eating so many vegetables? You're wasting this. You're wasting that. You're not getting enough protein. You don't like this. You don't like that. I mean, it's just going to be incessant. Any sort of forward moving that you attend to yourself, that you know, that you need, that you relate to, that resonates to you, that you don't have to make an explanation to anybody. You know, you love the Grand Canyon because it's so beautiful and powerful, and there's something you will never forget about that place. Once you visit the Grand Canyon, you know, or you've encountered the large mountains of the Rockies, and you feel the grandeur and you feel the power of that magnetic space, and you feel that power, that is power, and that is yours alone. When you go to these places and you feel the true magnificence and the awe of the Grand Canyon, and you realize the time and the erosion and then the beauty and the richness of the colors and the moods that are in there, you go, wow, that is deep. And you walk away with that experience with your personal power. Everything then you go, just wow, what on earth did I just see? Something much bigger than myself has just filled me with this vast emotion and reverence. And then your decisions begin to become easier, and then you become attuned to a real different energy vortex in your life. And, you know, you have this reverence and you have this respect. That is personal power. That is courage. When you're going to see these great, beautiful places in picture, that oftentimes will instill it in you. But you need to call in and tap upon those experiences. And to that note, it's absolutely disgusting. And I'm going to go on a quick tirade just because I want to and I have to. But, you know, if you go to the magnetic, if you've never gone to a place in the U.S. called Sedona, Sedona, I know we have a lot of international viewers. I would highly, highly recommend, if you ever come to the U.S., you go to the most gorgeous places. And I know we attract a lot of tours there. And that is to the Grand Canyon in Arizona, and also the Red Rocks of Sedona. You can take an open Jeep trip. They have this pink Jeep where you can go in an open air Jeep trip. Is that right? And you can ride through this open air Jeep trip, and they'll take you back into the back roads of the Red Rocks, where the original indigenous people used to make their homes, their medicine wheels, their adobe villages. It's absolutely incredible. It's absolutely gorgeous, and you will never be the same. There's said to be, you know, energy vortexes there, just an incredibly rich, beautiful land, which will build you into a reverence of living here, you know, in this area, on the planet. And I know a lot of you have beautiful areas as well. We've got the Yellowstone, but it's absolutely disgusting how last time I was there several years ago, it's just horrible how some mall chain had built basically like in Sedona, I would consider one of the most sacred areas of the United States. These beautiful, impressive red rocks that are built with a lot of iron and iron oxides and minerals that are in this beautiful land. And it's very, very healing. When you see these places, it's just, I mean, it's spellbinding. It's beyond words, really, how captivating and how energizing it is. And you will have such reverence. I mean, really, you know, once you take it in, that they built this strip mall. Like, it's like, are you guys kidding me? You just defiled and defaced one of the most incredible, pristine parts of the land that ever was, that was created over millions and millions of years, and you're putting a strip mall, and, you know, you want to sell Ralph Lauren and Polo over here? I mean, this is not the place for this. So, anyway, you know, the courage and the personal empowerment is personal empowerment. So it is the courage. It is coming and reclaiming your inner life, your inner desire, your own inner value. So, for example, you just saw me get passionate about the indigenous parts of the United States. You know, I think it's very, there's so much richness to that part of the history in the land. So I get inspired when I hear about the lands or those people, or, you know, that part of history, and the music and what went on. So to me, that is personally moving. It might not be moving for you, but that puts me in touch, and that grounds me into what is truly valuable in life. And this is personal for me. So that part of personal empowerment and getting the courage to reclaim your life after, being with someone who has disrespected you, told you that your perception is erroneous, who has doubted you, why are you getting a gym membership? You don't need a gym membership. Why should you have a monthly expense every month when, you should be going to the gym? You don't need that. In other words, that person doesn't need that. They're, any forward motion that they're trying to make you have in your life, they want to shut it down. And, you're going to find also that when you're with someone who is not right for you, when you're going and doing what you need to do for yourself, that's the opportunity that they have to take advantage. So you're taking care of yourself. That's when this person cheats, or that's when they do this, or that's when they do that. So have the courage, which means, feeling the fear and doing it anyway. So the fear comes with making the life change. The fear comes with change. The fear comes with taking responsibility and accountability. The fear comes with the uncertainty of knowing I might not be able to maintain this. This might not be able to be sustainable. I might not be able to sustain myself. I might not be able to believe in myself. I might not be able to trust in myself. I might, hear the words of this person and constantly tell myself, this is not good enough. This is horrible. That is the residue. That is the imprint on the subconscious that this hurtful, personality disordered person has made to taint you. And to taint you basically means taking something pure, taking something good, and putting negative and toxicity. So, for example, if you were to see a vast ocean and you were to pour, crude oil into it, the animals would suffer and become sick. They've tainted the water. That's what that means. So if you look at that, that sludge, that grime, that negativity, that slowing down, that has shut you down or made you feel like you can't fly in life, is really kind of like what has set up in a deposit in your body, your mind, and your spirit. And it is the cleansing through of this. So you have to ask yourself, how can I cleanse this out of my life? How can I cleanse this negativity? How can I cleanse? Oftentimes it's through cleansing of your vocabulary. Don't speak into existence what you don't want to have in your life. Don't speak the negative words. Don't engage in the gossip. Because each time you do, you're resonating on that frequency. Every time you fall back, you fall back. And the minute you take a step in that positive direction, life will be there to support you. And if you can begin to believe that and then have the courage, which means feeling the fear and doing it anyway, whether you have a mentor, I talk in the Recovery Journal about how important it is to have a mentor. There's always going to be somebody who has come before you, someone who you might admire, or you might think about, the Pope, a singer, a builder, an architect, a painter, someone who you admire. There's got to be some point in their life when they felt the fear and did it anyway. Monet, one of the greatest Impressionist painters. You don't think he, ever felt the fear of painting a painting? He does huge murals. I mean, Picasso. I mean, he was doubted, in his life. I mean, he had mental pathologies, and he did not realize, he knew he had to paint though, but eventually his paintings are now, worth into the millions. Do you not think that these people felt the fear and did it anyway? The greatest, skyscrapers in the world. You don't think that those designers felt the fear and did it anyway? The people who have trained horses, you don't think that they were ever afraid of a large animal like that? Who went horse riding? Then they didn't come through the other side and have the exhilaration of a painting done, have the exhilaration of a building built, had the exhilaration of a new product created, had the exhilaration of starting a company that they never thought that they would imagine. I was part of a collaborative new product group, and I've seen several of my ideas go into multi-million and into the $billion range because I believed in I had the mustard seed of faith, and nobody else in me believed me but me. Period. End of story. I hope you can take that story to heart, because because I had the smallest amount of faith, I was able to take that and create that and bring that into the business world, from which I'm not profiting. Many other Fortune 500 companies are profiting. I am not profiting though, but I know of what my contribution and what I gave there and where it's gone. But it is the smallest faith. It is the knowing of my own abilities, which, other people don't recognize. They don't validate. It's only what I know and validate within myself. So if you're on the path of validating yourself, even if no one else believes in you, you are on the right path. Peace and harmony with you here today. I hope these videos do help. Please share and please subscribe for more great tools, videos, discussion, and support.